Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto Chester. I'm here today to give you a cryptocurrency show. We're going to be breaking down Bitcoin on the short term, the micro and the macro, and then once we're done with a bit of that, we're going to be jumping through to some on-chain stuff for Bitcoin, and then once we're done with that, straight into some altcoin requests. So make sure you smash your altcoin requests in the chat, and I will get to them as soon as physically possible, okay? Now, without further ado, let's get straight into it. If you like the stream, make sure you hit a little like on it. It does help us out tremendously. And if you like the content, subscribe to it. Notification bell on, all of that good stuff. And you're never going to miss one of my uploads. It's as simple as that. Just jump into the chat quickly before we get into this. We've got Dave P coming through saying thumbs up. Thumbs us up. thumbs. Love to see it. And also MG Motorsport as well. Nice to see you on the stream there, my good sir. Nice to see you catching one. And you're not at work. It's always a good thing. So yeah, let's jump straight into Bitcoin here today on the micro to start off with. You can see straight off the bat, guys, we've been talking about this falling parallel channel for quite a significant amount of time, okay? Significant amount of time, and we did see a massive breakout for this, and rejection coming through at the clear horizontal, as we spoke about on, I think, Monday's stream it was. Basically, getting rejected from here was pretty highly likely with all the volume weighted ATR bands, with the horizontal at 63.3. It's quite likely. What do you know? We absolutely got slammed down, and straight in for the retest of this downward sloping currently a support line. So it's very nice to see that actually happening. And what are we seeing from this point? We're seeing actually a bit of move to the upside. Now this is sort of forming. This is obviously the measure move from this chart pattern, guys. So there is potential for another measure move sort of trade coming through from here. I'm going to be staying out of this one because the markets do look a bit too choppy for my liking, and I will go into as to why. Okay, now let's get rid of that measure move for a second, because I want to talk about the real micro chart patterns that we are and can see currently forming. You can see we do have clearly a trend line coming through here, massive support, momentum slowly dying here, so not really that much of a reference point, but again we do have a horizontal that is slowly forming here as well in terms of resistance. That creates like a very minor, guys, I'm talking like probably a 0.5% move here for Bitcoin if we are going to see a move to the upside from this, you guessed it, an ascending triangle. Ascending triangles tend to usually mean a break to the upside. So yeah, we could see a nice break to the upside here. And if that is going to happen, then it will be essentially a continuation of the micro trend that we are seeing here for BTC. And of course, this measure move that we did just cover coming through here, basically coming through to here. Not seeing the full completion of the measure move, but still seeing a nice leg up. In terms of percentages there, we are looking for around 1%. A little bit bigger than I thought, actually. Yeah, definitely something to be looking out for today. Not going to be banking everything on it, okay, because again, it's very choppy. It's quite a small scalp position, and the fact that we've got key resistance points, as you can see here, from like dirty trap zones, pretty much halfway through our position. It's not really that healthy, okay, especially if you're going to be leveraging the hell out of your position here. The fees will probably take you to about here, and then you're probably going to get rejected around here. So you're probably looking at around a $100 move, so nothing too crazy to really capitalize on, unfortunately. Okay, so that's going to be the real micro here for Bitcoin. Let's jump to the RSI here, and as you can see here, guys, we do have a pretty strong bullish divergent style chart pattern here, and as you can see, that usually means continuation to the upside. So that is a bullish sign, and that's why we are seeing micro continuation to the upside at this point. One thing that is scary, very goddamn scary, is this volume weighted ATR band on the 5-minute, currently in a really strong digressionary stance. If we do see us test that, we're likely to see this scenario coming through. And if it does collide pretty strongly with this horizontal we were just speaking about, then please expect downside. So overall, it's not looking too hot in the crypto space today for a bit of bullish momentum, I would say. It's not looking too great. But let's move on to the midterm time frame here, and let's look at this giant symmetrical triangle chart pattern that we've got coming through. You can see we've got support on the lower side both times, 3 times, still testing that area. The uncertainty is still there, and again, the resistance point that we did see on the Monday that we were talking about here, guys, very clean resistance from, pretty obvious, very strong trend line coming down like so, right? And that's why we have seen it. But we did say, okay, we did say on Monday's stream, guys, that it's very likely that we don't actually see a breakout either way out of this chart pattern. It's quite likely that instead what we do see is probably just some sideways action flirting around in this range. And the range that I'm referring to here, guys, is 63.5 down to around 60,500. The big question is, everyone's asking it, do you think we're going to break 56? I think it's pretty goddamn unlikely. Unless we see a massive, massive move to the downside, I don't see us breaking 56. And my reasoning for that is, guys, is we will get into it more on the macro in a second. But you can see, to start off with, we do have the volume weighted ATR band coming through down here. Yes, it is slightly progressionary, which is a good thing. Okay, it's a good thing. So this basically means if we do see micro uptrends continue here, like we have seen on the short-term time frame, in terms of the volume weighted average true range bands here, that's basically just going to keep this bad boy coming up. The more this bad boy comes up, it's very likely if we actually do fall down here, it's going to be aggressive, it's going to be fast, it's going to be a Friday last week scenario here where we did see basically a massive dump from 63 down to 60 in literally like a matter of minutes or something like that. It was pretty aggressive. It was a pretty aggressive dump there. So if we do see that, and the average price for the volume weighted ATR band on the 1 hour has seen that continuation to the upside, then the resistance point that we're actually looking out for is still going to be progressionary, okay? And that essentially means it's going to be a really strong bounce point, okay? So if we do see us dump down with that scenario coming through, lovely, lovely long position coming through for the volume weighted ATR band on the 60-minute, which is looking pretty good for the midterm time frame here. For the old lovely BTC coming through. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be losing 56 anytime soon. What just happened there? Yeah, I don't think we're going to be losing 56 anytime soon. But I'm not insanely bullish, right? I'm still just pretty neutral in the space right now. I don't think we're going to the moon just yet. I think we will in a couple of weeks. That's when the cycle, in my opinion, will really begin. And right now, it's just kind of a dead period. So up and down, trappy mess. So just be careful trading out there. Moving on to the we could get some more indicators. Let's do some Fibonacci, shall we? Let's do some Fibonacci here on the short-term time frame. Where is the automatic Fibonacci bands? It's not here. That's concerning. That's concerning. Where is it? Too many charts at this point. We could look at the CW bands because they are slightly compressing here. And when we do see them slightly compressed, guys, it does essentially mean we are due a move here. So it's, again, it is compressing naturally due to this sideways motion that we are having. If this is going to continue like we predict here between this range, then it's quite likely that we do see this this progression continue here for the CW bands. And when we do see that, we do likely see basically a breakout scenario coming through. So for example here, you can see progression, sat in a range, and then a massive breakout scenario here. So it's definitely something to be looking out for there. I know this data isn't the most valid in the world because these bands do change direction here. They are technically a lagging indicator here because you can see it's live up until like this point, okay? And then after this actually does change, okay? From this point onwards, these actually change the other lines. And that's why it looks so amazingly tradable, if you will. Because you can see like, oh, I could just short there. I could just long there. I could just short here. I could just short there. I could long there. It just looks really, really good. But it's not like that, guys. It is a lagging indicator. Unfortunately, it's not it's not live, which does suck. But it does still give us a good little bias here as to what we can be sort of trading. And again, the strategy that we did actually backtest live on the stream for this indicator was essentially really clean. Okay, it was very, very clean. I don't know if you guys remember it, but basically the strategy is if you test the CW band with a wick and then you see a candle body close either above it or above another level of support or resistance, either side works, okay? You basically short down to the next level of support. It usually works really, really, really quite well here on Bitcoin on the 4 hour or the hourly. Jumping to the chat quickly, we got Steven Sainsbury coming through saying, how you doing, buddy? Just cashed out long from yesterday. A break even was $500 down. Did I do the right thing? Well, if you got out at break even and you're $500 down, yes, sir, you did do the right thing. Amazing stuff. It's better to break even than lose money. And sometimes it's better to take a big loss than lose a lot more, because I've had to do that before. And it's one of the one of the strongest things in trading is when you are in a losing position and you're sat there like, it could go up, it could go down, I don't know what's going to happen. And you naturally, you're looking at TA and you'll naturally be biased to your direction. And then sometimes you'll stay in a position because you are biased, because you are favoring that sort of opinion to not lose money, essentially. And sometimes you just got to go, come on, take a step back. It looks the wrong direction. Close that trade, take the loss, move on. It's very hard, but when it does go down and it goes down to those horrible levels and you're not in that trade anymore, you sit there like, God damn, that was a good decision. I did well there. And sometimes the impulsive closing the trade can be very, very beneficial in your favor. We got Sonoda. That's the one. Sonoda, nice to see you on the stream there. Good morning, dear. Litecoin buying zone. We can have a little bit of a look at Litecoin once we're done with BTC here. But yeah, let's carry on BTC. VRVP, let's see where we are with that today. Point of control all the way up at around 63.9, which is interesting. We could use that as a reference to liquidation levels potentially. 62.5 is the favor to the upside for these short liquidations today. Definitely a price to watch if we do see a move to the upside. And 60,600 is the next one to the downside to be looking out for there as well, guys. Before we continue on with this, we will get to the macro, the juicy macro, where it's all going on. I just want to say this stream is sponsored by BYDeFi, an amazing exchange that I've partnered up with and I'm using. And just in terms of like an exchange in general, they're pretty solid. And you can actually, if you go to the exchange, I know it can be hard for some of you to do KYC, but if you do KYC, they give you a $200 bonus like that. Quick as anything, $200 and you can trade with it instantly, which is a nice little promotion for you guys. If you want to get involved with that, link is in the description. Basically a free $200. Easy game. Okay, but yeah, let's move on to the macro here for Bitcoin, because we're getting ever so close to this thing that I've been talking about for goddamn so long. Yeah, it feels like forever, but it's been a couple of weeks now. Stochastic weekly coming down for a lovely crossover there. We've got money flow trendline looking really, really, really strong to start off this amazing cycle here. And if we just compare this to statistic right now to the previous setup here for the previous halving, guys, you can see the halving, you can see stochastic crossing over on the lower side with the money flow trend line coming through as well for that test, momentum as well. And from that point onwards, we saw just ridiculous bullish momentum to start off that massive cycle. Okay, so what we're really looking for here is this exact same scenario coming through for this essential setup here for the quantum insight indicator, and it's looking really, really, really strong for a lovely bounce point. Now, if we lose this, takes a sip of the carton juice. If we lose this, then it is interesting to say the least, because I don't think we're going to be losing this area in terms of money flow right now. It's quite unlikely. And if we do lose this on the basis that we do, it's still going to be fine, guys. It basically just means we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for the cycle to begin. Okay, and the fact that we've got stochastic RSI all the way down at this area on the weekly is a very bullish sign. So if we just use this as an example, right? So, okay, so stochastic RSI near enough at the same level that we are currently at there. Let's have a look at this on the chart and see what that looks like. There we go. You can see massive moves to the upside, massive moves, especially in this cycle. Let's take another example. This one not as high, so the move won't be as big and slightly less reliable there. And you can see from this area, when we saw that crossover initially, you can see it was a move from 26,000 up to around 31,000, okay? But the lower it is, the better it is. And if we're looking at the stochastic right now, it's stupidly low. It's falling down drastically, which is super bullish. Now, the scenario that we need to be looking out for here is basically, this is the margin of error that we need to be looking out for here, guys. It's this point here, okay? This point here. It's the fact that if the stochastic is really super low, but we don't see that momentum coming through, which I think is pretty unlikely, right? Because if you look at money flow on the weekly here for Bitcoin, in this scenario coming through, you can see we've actually had really smooth money flow, and we're actually crossing over to that negative money flow. So only naturally this stochastic is going to be it's going to be delayed essentially for that bullish momentum. So I haven't looked at the chart here, so let's have a little look and see what it looks like. But this does look like it is a sort of a delayed period for that to come through. And what do you know it is? You can see stochastic coming down very aggressively here, and then we just had this delayed period before we saw that reversal coming through. And the reversal was from 18,000 up to around 24, so it is still pretty good, but you can see it is that delayed sort of scenario, and purely due to the money flow changing direction there. And that's absolutely fine for that to happen. But the bullish thing that we can see about our current setup, for that to happen, the money flow is still miles away. We've still got a massive, massive gap before we come down to that money flow crossover, okay? So it's very unlikely for this to happen right now. Worst case, it basically just adds an extra probably 2 or 3 weeks to this to the cycle actually beginning there, and we do see a little bit of slippage over for this sort of trend line that we've got coming on here. But I don't think it's likely. I think we're probably going to be starting the cycle within the new massive run up after the halving, probably within, let me say, 2 to 3 weeks or so. Okay, so yeah, that would be my TA on the weekly time frame for that. And another reason as to why we are potentially not going to be going below the $56,000 level that we spoke about at the start of this stream, guys, is if you look at the average pullback for, excuse me, this whole run that we have currently seen here. We're looking at 22%, 20%, 21%, 21%. So you can see the average is around 20.5% there, 21%. The pullback that we have seen already here since the all-time high down to the unconfirmed higher low of this current market is around 24%, maybe a little bit less. I thought it was 23% when I checked previously. There we go. Yeah, 23.42% is the pullback, which is already above the average. What does that tell you? It tells you that it's more unlikely for us to break that again, right? Because we're already hit below the average. It's quite unlikely for us to break that again. And yeah, it's just another piece of data that we can be using there. But yeah, let's see if we've got any more indicators coming through. We can look at the bull market barrier again, guys, as well. This is an interesting indicator. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know that I do use this. It determines whether we're in a bull market or in a bear market. And when we do cross this, it's really nice to see a massive level of support. So let's just get rid of our TA for a second, and let's look at this in a bit more detail. And then after that, we're going to go to some on-chain stuff and then straight through to some altcoins. So guys, make sure you get your altcoin requests in the chat. I do see a few already. Did I see one? I saw Litecoin already. And that's it. So yeah, if you've got any more altcoin requests, guys, put them in the chat. I'll add them to the list, and we will start smashing them out together live on stream. But just for now, let's talk about this bull market barrier. This bull market barrier, you can see very obviously, is very strong into, I can't actually draw on the chart because it would just be super messy, but very, very strong in terms of resistance and also in terms of support as well. These bounce points are very, very, very strong here, and you can see we're very reactive around this zone, okay? So it's a very, very important area here to be considering, that's the one, to be considering here, because you can see when we broke this in the 2015-2016 run here, you can see the support that we did see coming up, especially from this central zone, guys. Very important. If you just keep your eye on the central zone, you can see how reactive this actually is throughout these runs, okay? Massive resistance, central zone, support, central zone, support, central zone. You can see quite a big test, but again, another, after the a massive whale sell there, a massive probably institutional sell there. You can see retail following, and then the retail support coming through from the central band, grinding that way up. Central band again support. Central band again support. Central band again support. Central band again support. Need I say it anymore? So much support on this central band from this cycle coming through from the 2015. 2016 all the way up to around 2018 there, and you can see previous cycle, guys. We didn't actually even get anywhere near it because the cycle was just super bullish, super aggressive. Now, where are we right now? This is where it gets quite important, okay? We've seen us cross this bull market barrier. We've tested the top side. We've tested the top side again. This is going to be the absolute lowest point I think Bitcoin will be going, and that is going to be 55,000 to that central point. This is like the biggest goddamn buy zone I've ever seen in my life. No, what I mean here, guys, is a very strong point. We've got the data behind us to prove that it's a very strong area for support for Bitcoin across all the cycles, okay? So the bull market barrier is a very, very strong piece of data that we can use. And if you guys want this indicator as well, it's completely free. Firefly TA, bull market barrier. Search it in your indicators section, and you will be able to see it, not a problem. One thing I do want to add to that as well, guys. One thing I do want to add to that. Currently, it's priced at 55,000. This is very important stuff. 55,000, okay? If we do see sort of probably maybe 2 more bullish weeks, the TA comes on, or if we do see 2 more bullish weeks for Bitcoin, nothing crazy, guys, still staying in that range, then it's quite likely that the bull market barrier will creep up a little bit more. And where will that put us? That'll put us at 56.7, which is the current low for this sort of, the most recent pullback from the all-time high. So it's going to sort of line up pretty perfectly with that point. So, yeah, that's another reason for us to essentially respect the current low for this market and potentially not go any lower than that. Pretty bullish, if I may say so myself. Okay, but yeah, that's going to be it from Bitcoin. Let's jump to some on-chain stuff, and then let's get into some altcoins. Good stuff. I do have a tea here as well, so probably should start drinking that. One sec. It's going to start getting cold. ASMR. Good stuff. Right, let's get into this, guys. Let's jump into some on-chain stuff for Bitcoin, because I mean, we could do funding rates straight away. The sentiment is bullish. A lot of people are going to be shorts are now getting paid to be held. If you're holding your shorts, you are getting paid by the long positions every 8 hours. Okay, so funding rates are bullish, and all exchange reserve for Bitcoin has seen a bit of a tumble. Okay, this is bullish, guys. This is super bullish. It basically means more people are moving their Bitcoin from exchanges, off the exchanges, onto their hardware wallets and stuff like that. So essentially, it is harder for them to sell it, which is a bullish sign. And to see such a spike down like this, it is it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The last time we did see this was April the 1st. I think around April the 1st. If we look at the price action from April the 1st here, be a stupidly bearish watch. Let's see. April the 1st. Yeah, April the 1st. Is that bearish? Is that bullish? It looks pretty bearish. It's both. Look, we've got a little bit of a flirting situation going on. We didn't see the initial dump coming through till the 2nd, but we did see a dump on the 1st and the 2nd as well. So it was a bit of a skr up and then down scenario. So yeah, we can't really get a bit of a bias on that. But overall, it is a bullish sign to be looking out for there, guys. Estimated leverage ratio. How much of you dirty degens are getting into your derivative, stupidly high leverage positions here and actually come down for the day? So that is it's a sign that the price isn't going to be as manipulated, guys. And we saw that through perfectly. Basically from the liquidation levels. There's not that many liquidation levels today. The heat map isn't that strong, so can't really get that much of a bias there. But if we are, the closest one that we can see to us is going to be 62.5. So if we do see any sort of bullish momentum, that's the area that I would be expecting to be tapped there. Fear and greed index is creeping up. I mean, it's not actually creeping up. Yesterday, it's come down from yesterday. I thought it was 57. Maybe I'm getting confused with the days here. But yeah, 57 was maybe at the end of last week, I think. And currently at 64. So you can see the sentiment is still greedy, all right? It is still greedy. But me personally, I've not really been trading that much over the last sort of couple of days or so. The charts don't look really good. I had a little trade Monday and got pretty wrecked. So yeah, just taking a little break there. As you need to sometimes, but overall the volume here for crypto just in general is pretty weak. Okay, it's pretty weak. It's pretty unpredictable right now, so it's not that fun to trade. We will get into the Quantum Insight strategy very shortly because I do want to find some scalps. If you are waiting for that, that is coming very soon. And again, altcoins, get them in the chat and we will get through to them. I see Gala as well as a request from MG Motorsport. Love to see it. Let's carry on with some on-chain stuff here, see what we've got left. Minor reserves creeping down. That is a bearish sign, guys, unfortunately. That is a bearish sign. Basically signifies that miners might be signifying a bit of a sell-off there. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. Again, this is conflicting data here from both sides. And that's why it's not the nicest thing to be trading right now, because it's quite unpredictable in terms of a price here. Done that, we've done that, we've done that. Let's do crypto bubbles. Look at crypto bubbles today, guys. Pepe up around 7.5% for the day. Pepe is in a price Pepe is in a price discovery sort of stance right now. We're seeing all-time highs for Pepe. It's looking pretty good overall, so well done if you're holding Pepe. It's looking really, really, really good there. Just be aware, all-time highs usually means retracement. So try not to buy the all-time high there. You can get a better entry. But the fact that it is in a price discovery sort of stance there is bullish. And we'll probably will see all-time high after all-time high after all-time high smashing continuously. But you can get a better entry than buying the all-time high. FYI. So many I's and Y's there. Now, let's look at the one that is clearly screaming us on the chart here, or screaming us on the bubbles here, and that is going to be Render, RNDR, the AI coin that everybody is talking about here. It's did we see all-time highs for Render recently? I think we did. And then it just got maybe not all-time highs for this run. Yeah, no, not all-time highs recently for this run, but we did see a really, really nice steady uptrend for this asset. And it is looking really, really good overall, getting a lot of traction from a marketing perspective. So overall Render is looking good. Naturally, pullback. Okay, naturally we're going to have a pullback after I think we ran 30% to the upside in this sort of run here, maybe even more. This low to this high here, yeah, it was around a 69%. Love to see it. 69% move to the upside there. So having a retracement of around 9.5% is absolutely fine. If anything, guys, it's bullish. It's a bullish signal to be getting in, to be getting that position and riding that wave up. Okay, that's going to be crypto bubbles. ENA, that looks going down wild as well. I think that's wild. WLD. IMAX coming down, TIA coming down, WIF down 7.2% as well. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, 7.2% down for WIF. I actually got into the coin because I'm having a little meme coin trade, right? I've been having a little meme coin trade recently, and because if normal traditional markets aren't looking that great, then I'll just be like, oh, I'll just play with some meme coins. Why not? Trying to get into that space a little bit now because it's a very popular space, and I tell you what, it's actually quite fun, I must say. It is purely decentralized exchange trading and using Web3 wallets and stuff like that, so you do have to be careful, but it is good fun. It is good fun just degenning it up with a load of people in communities and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll give my insight into that in a bit more depth in the future when I'm a little bit more familiar with it and stuff like that. I'm pretty familiar with it now, but I don't want to say something that isn't correct, if you will. And again, I know a lot of you don't actually do decentralized exchange trading here, especially on super low cap meme coins. So I probably will release like a free guide for you guys to read and review. And if you want to get involved with it, you can, because it is good fun. I get scammed a lot though. Like, you get rugged so much, man. Like, so much. Like, I was trading, is it 2 days ago, a day ago? I got rugged like 3 times in a day. It's like, it's the most I've ever been rugged. It's like brutal stuff. But you know what we do here. We get as much data as possible. So I'm looking at all the different points as to what will be a successful meme coin and what won't be a successful meme coin, down to launch strategies, down to blockchain forensics, down to wallet distribution, down to contract audits, down to marketing strategy, down to the development, down to the devs, down to so many different things here. I'm trying to like build like a nice sort of blueprint that we can be going into and being like, right, that's a green flag, that's a green flag, that's a red flag. Okay, we don't want to invest in that. But if we can get a nice system going, we could actually get some pretty high returns on these meme coins. Okay, so I will be giving you guys like a bit of a free guide. It will be completely free, right? Free guide as to how I'm going to be executing that strategy on meme coins just in general. That is going to be it for Bitcoin and on-chain. Now let's get into some more altcoins. Let's get into some altcoins and let's start working our way through this list. So we're going to be starting off today with, just drop my pen everywhere. Excuse me. We're going to be starting off with Litecoin today. And I will be recording a video for this. Just to see some, just to get a bit more of a update for everyone here. I'm going to be doing, just going to prep this chart quickly, and it's going to be a bit more micro sort of market structure here. Micro market structure, because I mean, we are on the daily, but I can't jump down. It's just, the chart is just a boring chart, man. This is just so boring. It's annoying. Terrible. Hey ho, it is what it is. What can you do? And did we break that low? No, we didn't break that low. We broke the low here, and we have seen an unconfirmed lower high is going to be here, guys. And the reason why it's an unconfirmed higher low is because it's a pullback from setting that low, and we haven't broke this low yet, so it's still unconfirmed. So yeah, it's definitely a point to be looking out for there. Again, I'm gonna get into this. Get into this with a lot more data. We've got automatic Fibonacci, we've got volume weighted ATR bands, good stuff. Okay, right, let's get into this. I'm here today to give you an update on Litecoin. We're going to be going through Litecoin from a technical analysis perspective. Not going to keep you guys too long here, so let's just get straight into this and what I think is going to be happening for the Litecoin chart today. So we're going to be starting off here on the 12-hour on sort of the, I mean, it's the mid macro here, not quite the daily, but at halfway. And we're going to be looking at market structure, okay? So currently market structure for Litecoin is unfortunately bearish, guys. You can see we do have the high being set here. This is going to be a lower high point. The reason why this is a lower high point is because you can see we break a low here, and then we have a pullback, as you can see here, setting this lower high, not confirming it. The confirmation came when we actually broke this low, okay? So this is the most recent lower high that we have seen here for Litecoin. And you can see the unconfirmed lower high that we have seen here is at 88.42. The reason why this is currently still unconfirmed is because we haven't broke this low, okay? So it's not confirmed just yet. So essentially what that means for Litecoin right now is you can see it swing. It's pretty much an open playing field here. It's an open playing field for price action to go to the upside, to the downside, okay? So you can even still go all the way up 34% and still be in this technical downtrend here. I know it's not the favorable position here, but basically not having that confirmed lower high is a very bullish thing, okay? So the price can still all the way come up to around 105 quite easily. Now, the next point of contact that we need to be looking out for here in terms of determining the trend is actually this 0.5 Fibonacci retracement area, okay? So if we're using the swing low for this trend that we have seen here for Litecoin up to the swing high of this current bull market that we're seeing here for Litecoin as well, you can see the Fibonacci retracement is plotted in, and that is the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement area there. The 0.5 Fibonacci retracement area is very crucial, guys, because if we break this, remember that this is an uptrend Fibonacci area, and if we break the 0.5 to the downside, like we did here quite aggressively, this is essentially the confirmation that we're having the reversal of the trend, and that is where it's essentially a bearish sign here for this asset. Look, we've just had the halving for Bitcoin, so it's very likely that altcoins essentially go to sleep for a while until they wake up around sort of the end of October, like they do in most cycles, okay? So we need to take that into consideration and look at sort of the key areas of support and resistance for that, especially for Litecoin. Now, in terms of a Fibonacci area to be looking out for here over the next sort of day or so is the 0.618, okay? You can see the support that we have tested on this multiple times here. You can see really actually quite strong momentum here. Not insane, but still bullish, okay? The momentum that I'm talking about here, guys, you can see here we've got momentum of around 15%. Usually it's around half. That's sort of the average. So we're looking for, that was probably going to be around 7.5%. Did see that get to 7.5%, and then obviously soared before a pullback, and then soared a little bit higher than that. So what we're going to be using instead for this trend line is going to be around a 3.75% move from this 0.618. So 3.75%. We draw that in. This is going to be the prediction if we do see a nice support level get tapped here. There's going to be a nice trade that we can be looking out for here. Let's bring up the volume weighted ATR bands and let's see what sort of if there's anything else we can be looking out for here. And you can see, what do you know, the 60-minute volume weighted ATR band is coming to the downside as well. Now, this is a very important indicator, guys. You can see the support that we do get on this, but you can see the testing period that we can have on it also. It's very important to have the test and then that candle body close, and then you see potential bullish momentum to the upside. So what we're sort of using to our advantage here is going to be, for this 3.73% trade, it's essentially going to be a test to the downside, to the 0.618 Fibonacci, and then a bounce from that area. This will be our entry point if we get that candle body close that we're looking for, and the trade is going to be worth around 2.55%, not 3.73. You can get in early if you want to get in early and then stagger your take profits. That's something you can be looking out for as well. But then also we need to be visually aware that this is the 12-hour time frame, guys. This is the 12-hour time frame, and the chart indicator that we're currently using is the 60-minute. Okay, it's a 60 minutes. So this actually has a lot of time to change and move direction. Now, if we do see this have the continuation to the downside here for Litecoin, then it's very likely that this hourly volume weighted ATR band slowly trickles down here. That slowly trickles down, lines up perfectly with the Fibonacci. It's a goddamn golden goose. We're going to send it to the moon, and it's going to be a really, really nice 3.73% trade. Stagger your take profits. You know what to do, guys. You've got to be very cautious in this game when trading assets like this, especially in a market like this as well, right? Let's look at the Quantum Insight and let's see what we're looking out for there, guys. And if you want to get involved with everything on the channel and you want access to all these indicators and all that good stuff, you can jump over to the Patreon, which is in the links in the description here, and you can get involved and yeah, you can get access to pretty much everything we've got over here. But yeah, let's move on to this. And as you can see, guys, this is actually very bullish here on the 12-hour for Litecoin. You can see momentum here. This is the swing low for momentum. This is the sub anchor, potentially seeing a sub anchor. Now, if this sub anchor is below this level of momentum here, which is quite likely, even if we come down and test this 0.618, it's very, very likely here to basically stay above this and also be above that. It's basically going to form this sort of pattern that we're seeing here. It's basically going to form this sort of pattern that we're seeing here. And essentially, the fact that we are seeing these levels, actually, let me get that in yellow. These levels get what's the word? Momentum is slowing down is what I'm basically trying to say here. It's the confirmation that the momentum is slowing down, which is going to be super bullish for Litecoin for that potential bounce point, okay? And that's on the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. So it is lining up really nicely for a lovely bounce here on the 12-hour. And also another bullish sign in our favor. You can see stochastic on the weekly here, guys. This stochastic RSI coming down like so. It's at the bottom. This is the bottom side. Okay, you can see when we do see reversals, they all come from this area. Massive reversal to the upside. It's looking very, very bullish here on the 12-hour for Litecoin. But that's going to be the update. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Whether you like the video. If you do, slap a little like on it. It does help out tremendously. And if you like the content, slap a little subscribe. And we will see you in the next one. But for now, it's going to be peace out. Yeah, a little Litecoin update. Let's jump to the chat quickly and see what we're all doing. Let's see how everyone is. Just move the mic away. Apologies. We've got LR coming through. We've got is it Black God X? Cool name, man. Love that. Coming through as well for a short Floki. Little meme coin guy coming through there. We've got MG Motorsport requesting Gala. We've got Subfloor Dweller saying just saw you were on and popped on to like. I'm at work, so we'll watch the stream when I get home. Have a great one all. Appreciate it, man. Do appreciate it. And you're probably watching this back now, so yeah, hello. But yeah, we are streaming. I got the new schedule for the stream, guys. We are streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon over in Thailand, which is UTC +7. So set your alarms, UTC +7 at noon. And well, I guess in England it's like 6 a.m. It's 6 a.m. in England. If you do want to set your alarms and tune into the stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I will be here. Okay, and again, altcoin requests. altcoin videos coming out all the time as well, guys. So yeah, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't liked the stream already, drop a little like on it. It does help it out tremendously. Let's get deep down and dirty into the next altcoin request. And we're not doing Gary Network. I'm sorry. It's terrible. What is next here? We had Litecoin, and then it was... Oh, Stephen Sainsbury saying, have a great show as usual. Appreciate it, man. It was Litecoin, and then it was Gala. So yeah, let's have a look at Gala together and break that down. Yeah, overall, Litecoin is not looking bad, guys, for a nice long. Momentum's looking great. We've got Fibonacci, we've got volume-weighted ATR bands. It's looking really, really progressive from this area. So yeah, definitely not one to overlook there, just to elaborate a little bit. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. Go do your own research, but it's a lovely position I'm going to be looking out for sure. Now, let's break down Gala. Break it down. Massive trend line coming down from Gala from the top side there. Interesting. What we're going to do, we're going to copy and paste that and use that as an area. Because you can see we are actually getting confluence here from the top side and the top side there. So there is still a level of resistance to be referencing there, which could mean a lovely break. I mean, that is going to be a juicy trade. We're going to go into this. This is looking good, guys. Gala's looking good. But let me just prep some market structure for this video and get it all ready here. That's going to obviously be the high. I want to get rid of this horizontal. It's a bit too much. Yeah, I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you're watching in the world, whatever time it may be. It's going to be lower high. Haven't broke that low until this point, so that means this is going to be the lower high. The unconfirmed lower high is currently around 5 cents. Okay, definitely one to be looking out for there. Basically means we can swing quite heavily. Get rid of all these lower highs as well, higher lows, sorry. Now let's clear the chart and let's get ready for this video. And then we're going to do some more altcoin requests, guys. So before we get into this breakdown for Gala, make sure you slap your altcoin requests in the chat. And I will basically start picking apart the charts for you live on stream. And hopefully I can find a trade as well. And you guys can go do your own research on the trade. And potentially, if you like it, get involved with it. Obviously, NFA, you know, all that good stuff. I'm here today to give you an update on Gala. We're going to be breaking this down from a technical analysis perspective. We're going to be looking at potential buying areas, potential trade areas, market structure, some really, really key indicators that I use every single day to make copious amounts of cash. I'm not going to keep you guys too long here. If you like the content, smash a little like on it. Starting off with Gala here on a market structure perspective, you can see from the most recent high that we have set here for this lovely bull market, you can see that is currently set at around 8 cents, 696. Love to see 69. And from that point, that's going to be our high. Yes, massive retracements coming through, and we are setting, unfortunately, lower highs in this current downtrend, okay? This is absolutely fine. It's perfectly fine to have massive retracements after seeing such significant bullish momentum coming through here. So the confirmed lower highs that we have got for this asset right now, and the reason why I'm going through these is because there's not actually that many, because we've only just sort of confirmed that we're actually going into these into this sort of a bearish, not a bearish market because obviously we're in a bull market, but a bearish sort of section in the market, a pullback zone here for this lovely super cycle that we're currently in for crypto. But the lower highs, 7 cents 2, and that is the confirmed lower high, the most recent confirmed lower high. The reasoning for that is, guys, as you can see, this is the low, and then we come back, have a nice little pullback, and then we break this low. Breaking that low confirms this lower high. Good stuff. Now, if we look after breaking that low, we set a new low, and we actually have a pullback, set a new lower high, but unfortunately it's not been confirmed because we haven't broke this low just yet. So this is currently the unconfirmed lower high. Basically means it's less valid in terms of 1, market structure, and 2, resistance there. So why is that important to us? Because basically that means Gala can swing 82% to the upside and still be in this sort of micro bearish sort of market structure here. Quite unlikely for us to stay bearish after swinging up 82%. But it's definitely something to take into consideration there, and it is technically bullish to have that space between the market structure points in a bearish market structure, okay? So yeah, let's look at a potential trade here for Gala and see what we could essentially be looking out for there. Now, clearly, you can see we do have pretty strong trend lines coming down from the high of this current bull market, okay? Pretty strong trend lines. What I mean is you can see resistance, 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 resistance. Didn't get resistance, but found resistance further up. And then obviously we've got a lovely, lovely trap zone. As you can see here, guys, this forms resistance there. And you can see we're just kind of trying to ride down alongside of that continuously here. The fact that we haven't broke this to the upside yet is interesting. And this is where the next trade here for Gala is pretty much lined up for a God mode move, okay? Which is very interesting, okay? So let's get into this. And let's talk Fibonacci to start us off here. So one thing here is the Fibonacci swing low from that current the current bear market previously is all the way down at around 1 cent, okay? The swing high from this current bull market is 8 cents. The Fibonacci retracement areas are plotted in as so, and you can see we broke the 0.5, which is the confirmation of the reversal of the trend, and now we are seeing the 0.618 get tested. Yes, get tested. Now, we have tested that multiple times to the lower side and have actually formed sort of an area of support here that we need to be plotting in. Why is that not plotting in properly? There we go. Had a little bit of a lag there. But yeah, now it's plotted in. We've got 2 lines now. Yeah, it's plotted in there nicely. And you can see the support that we actually get on this area is really, really, really strong. Okay, so why is this important? Why is this important? Because you can see the momentum from this area is pretty goddamn strong, okay? And the fact that we've got trend lines coming through from all-time, well, not all-time highs, bull market cycle highs right now, and we're compressed right down into this triangle, into this corner here, essentially means we're looking for a breakout scenario, okay? A breakout scenario, probably referencing the Fibonacci level of support, this massive level of support as well. The breakout from these massive trend lines, we will get some more indicators going as well, and we will basically see a nice prediction for this. So let's look at momentum here. Currently from this area, you can see we saw 35% there. We saw 27% there, 28% there. Ridiculous. So if we are going to be conservative here, we usually do around half. So it's going to be around 16. It's not. It's going to be 14% there. Come on, maths. Come on, brain. Do your work. 14% move to the upside from that trend line. So essentially, we're not going to be getting in like until we see that break of the old time of this trend line from the high. Okay. So we need to essentially be looking and be conservative for that point. So this will be our entry point. And the reasoning for that is, guys, is because it's going to be above Fibonacci, the 0.618. It's going to be basically the support from this trend line, which shows that we have momentum here. And it's going to be the break from this this massive trap zone from the high here, okay? So it's a very, very important area to be looking out for there. And in terms of a TP, 7.77%. Isn't that meant to be lucky or something? Not sure. But yeah, that's going to be the TP. I wouldn't just be going for 7.77%. I'd be staggering my take profits. And if you guys are new to the channel, you know the way that I love to trade and the safest way you can be trading crypto, especially in these markets. These are the most manipulated markets, guys, in the world. So the safest way you can be trading this is getting in your position, okay? Getting in. And what you want to do, you want to stagger your take profits. You want to take 25% equity out at every single level that you could potentially see that manipulation come into fruition, okay? So you can see what we're doing here. Simple as that. We're using these levels of resistance, levels of support, resistance, support, support, resistance, 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 support. So you see what I'm saying? So what we want to do here, we want to get into the position here. This will be our entry point. And then we're basically going to be running this up. And then when we hit our first take profit, what we're going to do? We're going to take our stop loss, wherever that may be, probably below this low, actually, probably somewhere around that. We haven't looked at a few more indicators just yet, but yeah, probably below this low, because you can see massive levels of support from that area. And once we hit our first take profit, we take 25% of our equity out of the position, and we take our stop loss, and we move our stop loss to our entry point. So just for example, if we get a trade on the screen here, just to show you guys in a nice simplistic form, say that's the stop loss, just for example. This is the final TP. You can see, ignore the R and R right now, but you can see once we hit our first take profit, we take our stop loss, move our stop loss to our entry, and that basically just leaves green on the screen. Because if we get stopped out, yes, we're out of the trade. It is what it is. But we've already made 25% profit. Well, on 25% equity, we've made profit, and now we're in a risk-free position. So if this bad boy runs, you make bank. You make bank and you're not losing nothing. You're not losing anything. You've got yourself in a risk-free trade. If you set up loads of these and you just go, right, stop loss to entry, stop loss to entry, stop loss to entry, you're sat there and you're like, I'm not risking anything right now. There's only upside from that point. Okay, there's only upside from that point. Even if you get manipulated like crazy, there's only upside because you get stopped out of entry. You're fine. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the safest way to trade I do find here with crypto. Obviously, there's many other different strategies as well. But yeah, just a bit of education for you guys on that point. Let's look at a few more indicators here for Gala to cement this position in, and then we can really be setting some alerts and waiting for that. Okay, so looking at the Quantum Insight indicator, a very valuable indicator that I do use quite a lot on this channel. This is where it gets quite interesting. Okay, so on the 4-hour. Okay, I know we were setting it up on the 12-hour, which we can look at both, of course. You can see on the 12-hour, we've actually got key levels of momentum. Okay, key levels of momentum that I'm talking about, guys. You can see this area here, and currently this area here. Why are these important? These are important because you can see they are below this lovely, lovely blue line here. Okay, and what that means is it's overextended momentum to the downside. For you newer traders out there, basically, it's not the same as RSI, but it is the same as like the RSI being oversold, essentially. So you get the buybacks coming through. This is sort of a change in the momentum's direction because it's been overextended for too long. And this tends to usually mean a reversal in the chart. So if we use this for an example, you can see momentum from this zone, strong to the upside. Momentum from this zone, overextended. She saw quite an aggressive dump to the downside there. But yeah, so you can see it doesn't work every time, but it's definitely a point to really be looking out for there. And then after that momentum, you can see it creeps up, and we saw obviously the massive explosion, but you can see it does get manipulated there as well. But another point we can be using for this, guys, is, again, we are getting to that overextended point, and that is currently, okay, it's currently below the previous levels of momentum. So it does show momentum to the downside is slowing down and getting more bullish, okay? So that is another sign that we're likely to see a really nice move to the upside. So if we reverse, if we tap this level of support around 3 cents, start banging it up, we're basically going to be riding this whole wave up to the upside with that position that we just spoke about. Another bullish thing to be looking out for here, guys, as well, is stochastic RSI is down, and it has been down for a very long time here. We're waiting for that bullish crossover in this area, so maybe a little bit more downside, and then we see that move come up, and then we can basically capitalize on this bad boy coming through. But yeah, that is going to be it for your Gala update today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section if you liked it. Smash a like on the video, guys, if you enjoyed the content. And if you never want to miss one of my uploads, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you're never going to miss one. It's as simple as that. That's going to be it from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one. God damn, that was a long update, guys. I apologize. I'm just kind of rambling on, and that trade does look good for Gala. It does look pretty goddamn juicy. Coming up to an hour now, so I've got around 5 minutes left on the stream. So we will be doing a couple more requests, and then we'll be getting in. How do you determine your stop loss? Well, you look at many different things, right? So, for example, I'm looking for determining my entry here. I'm looking at Fibonacci. I'm looking at breakpoints. I'm looking at momentum. I'm looking at market structure. I'm looking at many different things: the breakout zone, the compression, the momentum, the stochastic. There's the more data you have, the better. So what we could be doing here is, for example, using momentum, seeing the low point of momentum. It's very unlikely that we do see momentum drop down to this point. So just to look at for a stop loss scenario, momentum, it's very rare that it comes down to this area. Okay, very rare. So you can see it doesn't happen. It happened September 2023, happened again January 2024, and hasn't happened since. Nearly got there, didn't get there, okay? So basically that shows us that that's going to be a very strong area. If we're using that as a reference point, guys, you can see, obviously that's miles down on the chart, but if we're using it for a reference point here, it's probably going to be looking for something maybe down here around 3 cents there, or probably just using that level here as that essential level of support there. And you can see every single time that we have, well, not every single time, but most times on average, it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to have, well, you might have the perfect position, but most of the time you're not. So you basically just take the average of all the data and determine where that point is going to be. And sometimes it can be like a 70-30 split, 70% chance you're going to have the win, or 30% chance you're going to have get stopped out. I mean, that's great percentages in my opinion in terms of a ratio. That's fine to be getting involved with that. So yeah, the more data that you have, the better. But yeah, I use Quantum Insight to get the insight there. And then also we do use volume weighted ATR bands quite aggressively as well. So you can see we've got the 60-minute coming down, massive level of support coming through from the 60-minute pretty much continuously there. And obviously Fibonacci and all these other amazing things that we use here. So yeah, that's how you determine your stop loss. But yeah, let's have a little look at another coin here. And guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because we're here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday breaking down the charts. And if you guys don't know, this isn't a shill. This is interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen the film Dumb Money with Seth Rogen in it, I think. But yeah, it's basically the whole GME scenario when the massive short squeeze happened, and a lot of the retail investors went up against the big hedge funds, and the hedge funds lost billions, and the retail investors made a load of money. And it was like one of the biggest things in the stock market history. It was crazy stuff. And the guy who sort of, not instigated, but helped it along, had a YouTube channel called The Roaring Kitty. Okay, The Roaring Kitty. And I think he was getting sued by like loads of people for like pushing the stock on his YouTube channel. He's got like 600,000 subs now or something. So he had a massive influence there on the actual stock. But it's basically like me having 100,000 subscribers and like telling you guys to be like, oh look, Loopring looks great today, and then you all go buy Loopring, right? But that's technically not my fault if I'm there like, Loopring looks great, I like it because of these factors. The TA looks great, the fundamentals behind it look great. Just Loopring is an example. I don't really like Loopring. But like that's why we always continuously say like not financial advice and all that stuff. So basically this guy was getting sued by like all the hedge funds and everything for instigating the retail investors. And that's when Robinhood like halted trading, and it was a whole massive thing. And he's back. He went quiet for 3 years, and he's back. He's back now. He's started being active on X again, and it's very interesting to see this happening. And it's something I'm going to be keeping my eye on, because if he just posts any sort of stock or any sort of crypto, that thing is going to explode. Like I'm talking Doge, Elon Musk at the very start. Like it's going to absolutely explode, and probably continually explode because of what happened last time. Okay, if you haven't seen the film, go watch it. It's called Dumb Money. Really good, really interesting. But yeah, the guy's back. Crazy stuff. But yeah, what's the chat saying? Who is he? Oh, LR's got to go. I'll catch you in Telegram later. Have a lovely update. Have a lovely day, night. I'll be listening to the stream a bit later. Nice to see you on the stream. The Roaring Kitty. The Roaring Kitty. You should go watch the film called Dumb Money, and it basically it actually happened. And this is when the biggest short squeeze in history basically happened, and hedge funds lost billions of dollars, and retail. It's you watch it and it's like, wow, that's crazy. Because like I watched all the live news of it happening, and I actually bought some GME and AMC, and yeah, it was a whole crazy time. And the fact that they've got the real live interviews in the film, it's like, damn, I was a part of that history. That's so cool. So yeah, definitely worth a watch, I'd say. The Roaring Kitty. And let's have a little look at the chat again. Love the Gala update. Amazing stuff. Thank you. And Blackwood said, man, I love the feeling. No, did he? God damn. We should get a pullback for a retest when the pump goes. Good leverage. Vanilla tea today, good stuff. I'm on the ginger and berry tea, and then I've got like a berry. Oh, you can't see. Hold on. There we go. Berry juice drink as well to get all the vitamins in. You know the score. What tea is it this morning? Chester says hello. Yeah, good stuff. But yeah, guys, I think I might call it a day today. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by. I will be back Friday for a lovely BTC update and a nice cryptocurrency show. But yeah, if you want to get involved with all the stuff, you want trading signals, you want indicators and stuff, jump over to the Patreon. Links in the description. You can support the channel there. Very simple, very, very easy. And again, if you're looking for a trading course, that is involved and included in the subscriptions as well. That's going to be it from me, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I will be back Friday. Just to summarize very quickly on BTC, be prepared. Downside is coming. No, be prepared. There is a short-term micro breakout scenario here for an ascending triangle here for the 1 hour time frame. That's going to be it from me. Thank you.